Hey everybody, my name's Naja, if you don't know. Sorry in advance about my appearance. I'm actually about to go and get ready so I can film another video, but I'm really not even trying to make this like a super emotional video because this video does have a purpose and it's not supposed to be like a woe is me type of thing, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So this title is not clickbait. At all. My grandfather did pass during Hurricane Irma. That just happened a few months ago, maybe like 2 months ago. And well, a month, about to be 2 months now. It's about to be December soon. But I had made a video on my channel of like a vlog of when I was vlogging through Hurricane Irma when it hit my city. And if you guys want to see that, it's up here. But we didn't. Okay, I'm gonna backtrack. Basically, my uncle was trying to get in contact with my grandfather because we knew that he was in Puerto Rico and we knew that they were going to be getting hit really hard. So we were all trying to find his contact information, like figure out like where he is, what's going on. But as you guys know, the power was out. Everything was just chaotic. We couldn't get in contact with him, right? So finally, some more of our family members that were in Puerto Rico did let us know that they had found him in his house and he was deceased. They found him after the storm when they could, you know, go in there and yeah. So that was like really shocking to me because last year when Matthew hit us, I was really concerned because it hit Haiti pretty hard and I was concerned about my family members in Haiti, like my aunt and everything, and I don't know, I just didn't think that it could like anything could happen to my family. I know that's kind of like unrealistic because anything could happen to anybody, but it's just one of those things where you're just like, damn, you know. So my brother took it really hard. I was kind of like confused for a while on how to feel like this, like even now, like I'm the type of person where like I kind of suffer in silence. Like I don't really, because I know I can be such an emotional person, I don't really like to extrovert it out because I know it can be very intense and overbearing, so I like to keep it like inside. And it took me a while to even talk about what happened. Like I know some of you guys may have heard that this happened on Twitter because I talked about it on Twitter, but even then that was like a month after it had happened. Like it kind of takes me a while to process things and really come to terms with everything. So once this happened, that's really like when my family started to take action on what's going on in Puerto Rico with the damages and trying to get people food and lights and, you know, like, so my uncle, he started a GoFundMe and he had a $10,000 goal and we ended up reaching around like $12,000, which is awesome. Some of my family members had also signed up to volunteer in Puerto Rico and help with providing food, clothes, you know, all that good stuff. So because so much has been going on and like big organizations have been down there, like FEMA, like I'll get on the FEMA rant later, but because of all the big organizations down there, it really took a while for them to contact back with volunteers. So a few days ago, my uncle was informed that he had actually gotten chosen to volunteer, but it was going to be on the week of Thanksgiving. So a few of my family members are going to be in, like, basically this is going to be like the first Thanksgiving where for me that it's not going to be, you know, because I don't know, this video is not making a lot of sense because like I'm having to tell like my own story and I'm going to get to what this video is really about, but I still want to share it so that you guys can understand, because it's so hard with the media always like brainwashing us. Like it'll be like one thing, something serious will happen and the media will just like brainwash us. Kardashians, the Braxtons, Real Husbands of Hip Hop, like just blah blah blah. Meanwhile, people are still fucking starving. Like, so I want to tell my story to kind of like wake some of you guys up, to make it a little bit more intimate, because if you guys have been following me and you didn't just click on this video because of the title or the content, you guys are my friends. Like, you may be my subscribers, but you're my friends, and I just wanted to feel as if I'm your friend, talking to you, telling you how this event has affected my life and how it's still ongoing, and people are acting like nothing isn't even happening. So this is going to be the first Thanksgiving where my family isn't going to be all at the dinner table. I'm going to be house hopping, getting some plates from some pretty cool people that are willing to, you know, help a girl out. And I appreciate that. Like, I appreciate that. I refuse to feel bummed out. I refuse to feel bummed out because my grandfather was old, you know, like, and we still don't know, like, we still don't know if the storm itself, you know, interfered and was his cause of death, or if he just so happened to be in the house and died naturally, and because of the storm nobody could discover his body until, you know, things cleared up. We still don't know for sure, but yeah, but he was pretty old. I don't want to, I know that he's lived a full life, so I'm not super depressed or anything like that. It just took me a while to process that this is real life. My uncle, like I said, my uncle is volunteering and he's going to be down there this week. Well, he's probably, as I'm filming this, he's there right now. But he is going to be picking up my grandfather's ashes because it's not, we just don't think that it's safe for it to be there. Like, we feel like with all the chaos going on, we don't want, you know, so he's going to have the ashes and he's going to be bringing it over to us in Florida, because my uncle lives in Brooklyn. So he's gonna send it to us and we're going to be keeping it while everything gets cleaned up in the islands, and then once everything is fine there, then we're gonna send it back so he can have a proper you know, ceremony. And yeah, so all that shit is going on. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I have 60,000 people that watch me. I have 60,000 people that listen to what the fuck I have to say. And sorry if you're new here, I curse a lot. I'm sorry. But I was just thinking that if 60,000 people donated $1, that's $60,000 that can go towards hurricane reliefs, clothing, toiletries, water, like, you know, like anything. And it just would mean a lot to me if everybody could just like pitch in together and try to help as best as we can. Now, I had a lot of people like on Twitter, every time I get so emotional about this on Twitter, a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't know who to donate to, like, I'm scared to give my money to these organizations and I don't know where it's going to. I will tell you right now, do not donate to the fucking Red Cross. I don't care, because in my brain, and this is just my opinion, please do not let my opinion steer you off the way from donating to people that need help. But this is just my opinion. This Puerto Rico situation reminds me so much of Katrina. Like, it does not make any sense. This situation reminds me so much of Katrina, and I'm just looking at how Red Cross handled that, and now they over there and I'm just like, nah, I don't know. That's just my bias. Then we're gonna get to FEMA. FEMA isn't really doing much. I feel like FEMA put a little bit more effort in spots that really weren't due. Like in my city, we had damage, but only in certain portions of town. And I'm not going to belittle anybody in my city, because I do know people in my city that their whole businesses are fucked. Their businesses are just now being able to be open because of all the flood damage. And it's, you know, like, I'm not trying to say nobody in my city got hurt, but it doesn't make sense to me how everybody in the city, in my city, it doesn't matter what your income was, whatever, you could get a freaking FEMA EBT card, okay? Shoot, before my grandfather passed and what I knew what was going on, my little uppity, stupid young self definitely got my little $400 on that EBT card and filled my whole fridge up, right? But what I don't get is, why am I seeing all these pictures on Twitter and Instagram of these Puerto Rican people and their FEMA lunch is freaking food that comes out of a goddamn vending machine? Who the fuck wants to eat a Snickers bar and a Twix and some Skittles for dinner? Like, that's just not something that I want to, no, that's not something that I would feel comfortable donating to. I'm sorry, like, that doesn't make any sense. And then what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of Puerto Ricans migrated up to northern Florida during the storm, and they've never left. They have nothing to go back to at home. They have nothing anymore. Nothing. All I see on the news in my city are people living in cars, staying in hotels for extended amount of times. FEMA has cut off the funding for some of these hurricane victims that are staying in these hotels because they did not expect it to get to this point. These people don't have anywhere to go. They don't have anywhere to go, and they don't realize that now. Well, now these Puerto Ricans are realizing, damn, I have to start all over. I have to start all over. The schools in Jacksonville and Orlando, mainly Orlando, the schools are over capacity now. Like, we're all trying to help each other, you know, like, we're all on top of each other, but at the same time, I'm seeing so much more of like a warming and helping community, like when they migrate up to Orlando or Jacksonville or Tampa. Like, I'm seeing so much on the news of us like coming together as a city and saying, hey, like, we have these jobs, like your kids can go to our schools, like we're splitting up the zoning and stuff so kids can, you know, have more options to go to school and stuff like that. Like, stuff like that like really makes me optimistic. And then when you put your viewpoint or your telescope back down on Puerto Rico, it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, why? I just don't get it. I'm ranting now. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. In the description box or in the comments, I'm gonna pin a comment below, whichever I decide to do. I'm going to be pinning some credible organizations that you could donate to. You could write it off on your taxes if you want to donate a really mass amount. It's all good, but like I said, if every one of you guys just donated $1, that's $60,000 that can go towards food, shelter, rebuilding, you know, and anything helps. Anything helps. And if you're in Florida, specifically northern Florida, you'd be surprised there are a lot of local businesses that have bins in their establishment that donate to Puerto Rico. I will look it up for Jacksonville and Orlando, because those are the main two cities I'm aware of where we do have a lot of Puerto Ricans that have came here for shelter during the storm and now are like inhabiting our cities. I'll try to find some, but the majority of them are going to be your mom and pop shops, to be honest, because they have family down there and they could directly send stuff there, and that is the most credible source, to be honest. That's the most credible source. So yeah, guys, I am going to film another video. I just thought this was really important, and I just wanted to share it because I feel like it's my responsibility to do so because I have such a big platform. And yeah, well, I love all of you guys, and I really appreciate you guys listening to my story, and I really hope that you will join me in making a difference. Have a good one. See you next time. Bye-bye.